I want to ask you two questions. How many of you have ever given up on something you really wanted? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you have ever asked the question, why did this happen to me? You know, throughout my career in media, I've contributed to CNN, and I write for The Hollywood Reporter. But how did I get there? My degree is in psychology. I didn't study media in college. You know, I've interviewed everyone from Oprah, Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, every entertainer you can name. But how did I get there? It's been a lot of glitz and glam. But 10 years ago, I was going through a divorce. I was crying pretty much every day. 10 years ago, it looks a lot different than 2020 right now. I have my two children. Life was happening at the time. They were 3 and 13. And I was wondering, what is the next phase of my life going to look like? Why did this happen to me? I did everything right. Why did this happen to me? What I want to talk about today is it's never too late. Because in 2010, I thought it was too late. I had my life already mapped out in my head how everything was going to go. But we all know setbacks come, and it's either going to make us or break us. So I'm just here to tell you, for anyone that may be thinking, oh, it's too late. That is not. We're going to talk about your dreams, which is the first one, but we're also going to talk into some key areas that many people give up on. So the first one is your dreams. It's never too late for your dreams. Some of you may have a dream to go to school, go back to school. Maybe it's to get fit. Maybe it's to be an entrepreneur. Many of those dreams, all three of those have been dreams of mine in the past. And right now I can say I received my undergraduate degree many years ago, but I decided, you know what, I'm tired of saying what I always wanted to do because it's never too late. So as of right now, I'm a newly enrolled graduate student. I'm so excited about that. But 10 years ago, again, I said it's too late. I have too much to do. And if you're still here, if you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, and if you are watching this, you are 100% able to reach your dreams as well. The first key that in order to reach in your dreams is you have to remember your dreams. Maybe you've gotten a bad medical report. Maybe life is happening. Maybe a loved one passed away. Maybe you're managing a household right now and it's completely taken over your life and your to-do list of what you want it to do. Sometimes our dreams can get buried under issues, setbacks, and sometimes even low self-esteem. But I'm here to tell you, you have to remember. I remember those days crying on the bed. I had a decision. I can either keep crying one more day or I can pick up my dreams while I left them and move on. I had to remember my dreams. I had to pick up all those Google searches that I had done. I was always interested in media. Gossip was never my thing, but more so inspirational media, media that encouraged, educated, empowered. I want to have fun with it, but I wanted to be impactful at the same time. So I dug up all that information and said, let me stop crying today. Let me stop singing the woe is me song and remember my dreams. Here are 3 steps to reaching your dreams if you're thinking your dreams are, somewhere in a file cabinet, somewhere in the notes section of your phone. Oh, that's what I want to do one day. The first thing you want to do is research. I want you to think about it. What is that one things you really want to do that you gave up on? Let's do research. This is the information age. Everything that we need to find out is within our fingertips. It's important to get mentors. It's important to take courses. They don't necessarily have to be at a university setting per se, but find out who's really doing what it is you said that you wanted to do. It could be a complete, total career change. Mine was. But do your research. And as you find these mentors, make sure you've done every ounce of research there is possible before you can even ask them a question to show that you're really serious about this. The next thing you want to do is plan. Now, you have all of this research, you have the statistics, you know how much things cost, you know how much time it may take. Some may move faster than you. It's okay. You may move faster than others. But plan out your dreams. Maybe it may take a series of years. Maybe it may take a series of weeks. But it's important to plan out the time that it takes. Plan out removing people that may be a hindrance to those, and we'll get to that in a second. But it's important to plan those dreams. I had to, when I was researching, how do you start an online magazine? Now, granted, this was before social media, before anything that made it cool to have anything online, digital. The first major event that I requested credentials to cover was the BET Hip Hop Awards in 2007. I figured out my own website. This was before WordPress or Squarespace or anything that makes having a website easy right now. I had to figure it out. So I figured it out at the time. Yahoo, y'all remember Yahoo? Yahoo had this great template where I can build my site, and I had it up, and it looked like I was an official magazine. And so I reached out to BET. I filled out my paperwork. I didn't think they were going to tell me no. I said, hey, why not me? So I submitted it and hit the submit button and was like, oh, my God, what are they going to say? And lo and behold, I got the email that says, congratulations. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Okay, now what do I do? Now what? Because, again, I'm figuring this thing out. I'm moving in confidence, right? I'm showing up to do the work. I really don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to keep moving and learn as I go. It's important to know you don't have to have everything figured out before you make a step. And when I got there, I see the red carpet at the time. This is when Terrence J. and Roxy was doing 106 in Park. It's a TV show. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm really here. I'm standing next to all these major media outlets. They surely seemed to know what they were doing. And I had my little point-and-shoot camera. I said, you know what? I do too. Right? So I'm ready to ask all my questions to the talent that walked down. And I pulled it off. And that just showed me, and I made relationships with the publicists that represented them and some of the talent. And from year and year and year, they keep inviting me back to things. Why? It wasn't because I just knew how to do everything right. It's because I was professional. I moved in excellence. I planned it out, and I showed up. That takes us to number 3. We have to execute. We have to do what we researched and planned to do. Now, execution is not thinking about this is what I want to do. The work is the work. Showing up is the work. Execution won't be easy, but it's an important step to get to those dreams that we want. The next thing I want to talk about is love. Now, you may be saying, Kim, how are you going to make that quick switch from dreams to love? But I'm here to tell you they go hand in hand. Because who you choose to love can make or break your dreams. It's important to choose someone that's supportive, right? It's important before you even choose someone that you know what love is. So let's take a look at it. Love is a series of choices to be patient, kind, unselfish, enduring. We have to be that person ourselves first. Now, that may take some work sometimes because of what we may have experienced in the past. But guess what? It's not impossible. We can do it. It's never too late. Some of you may be saying, Kim, okay, I have my dream job already. My career is popping. I just want somebody to be at home when I get there. Right? I want you to know it's never too late. I stand here before you in faith, believing the same thing, that it's never too late. I stand here before you believing that dream for myself because I know it doesn't matter the pain from past experiences I've encountered, because I know it exists and we can't let anyone take us off of it. It's never too late. Now, this is what love is not. As I mentioned, as you aspire and take those steps to your dreams, it's important to keep, healthy people around us, whether that's friendships or those you choose to be in a relationship with. And it's important that I talk about toxic relationship, because that's the relationship that I was in that led to my divorce. Because while I was married, I could not pursue what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't have been on CNN and every major red carpet if I hadn't gotten myself into a position to where I could think clearly. So a toxic relationship looks like this. These are just 3 things. There's many. There's at least, definitely scientifically, there's 7. But we're just going to go over 3 today. There's humiliation, meaning when something happens, it should be their time to cover you. But just think about, is this a person that wants to capitalize on that opportunity to humiliate you? And sometimes it's as a joke, but it's really not funny because it really does eat at you, little bit by little bit. The second one is guilt. Guilt is their weapon. Say you're pursuing your dreams. Wow, you said it's never too late for that dream. And you made a huge accomplishment. You made a huge stride, and you want to come home and share that information with your loved one. And they hit you with, yeah, well, but remember you messed this up last week, and just crushes it. Instead of celebrating the win you finally had. That's toxic. And the third one, many people don't know, is called financial abuse. Now, if you've never heard of financial abuse, that's when a person basically manipulates you and pretty much holds a tight string to all the money. Or if you have all the money, they put you in a position to where they use it all and leaves you with very, very, very little to pursue your dreams. Now, I don't want to stay on this too long, but I want you to understand the importance and beware of these 3 things that may try to steal any of the things that you've said it's too late for. The next thing is your past. It's never too late to heal from your past. Like I said, I want to take you back 10 years ago, crying on my bed, wondering, how could I have made it better, running over in my head day and day and day. What could have I done better? What's wrong with me? Why can't I get it right? Because growing up, I had a healthy home. My parents always told me what I could do. You're a winner. Go out there and go for your dreams. But then when you get with the wrong person, again, it could be the person you're in a relationship with or a friendship or a family member. Those are the type of things we have to heal from our past, whether that's going to see a mental health counselor or whatever the work is. We have to do the work to receive the thing that we said is never too late for. The first thing you want to do to move on from the past is we have to let it go. Does it hurt to let it go? Yes. Because sometimes it's like they got away with it if you let them go. Oh, but no. They move on to do what it is they want to do, but it frees you up to receive everything that you've been working so hard for. Someone told me this story, and I may not be getting it right because I'm going to paraphrase because I get stories wrong sometimes. But there's this story, this person is doing an experiment in the jungle. And there's these monkeys, and they end up getting their hands caught in a trap, right? And what they were supposed to do is their hands are caught in the trap. And when they put the hands in there, their hands were stuck on some coconuts, right? So think of just some bracelets around your hands, and you get your hands stuck in there. What do you think you need to do in order to get free? You can either stay there and just moving around with your fist balled up, just like my fist is balled up now, but how do you get free? You let go. That's all they had to do was open their hands and let go to move on to do what it is they wanted to do. So it's important to let go, to heal. Sometimes it's easier to say, easier to do, to say than to do. Just let that go. That goes back to maybe you need to talk to someone to figure out how to let that go. And the next thing, obviously, it takes us back to the beginning, is to focus on your goals and go after it. Now, I want to talk about some people that said, you know what, it's never too late. The first person is Ava DuVernay, an amazing writer, director. She's written some amazing work on Netflix, and she started out as a publicist. She didn't pick up her first camera until her mid-30s. Now, she could have said, you know what, it's too late, I'm just going to stay over here and working with my clients. But she said, no, there's some great stories that aren't being told, and I want to tell them. So she made that huge pivot, did her research, and now she does amazing work with Oprah and so many other major opportunities. The next one we all know is Steve Jobs. He was adopted. He could have easily said, it's too late for me. My parents didn't want me. Why would anybody else want me? But he didn't let that stop him. He moved on to create probably the phone that you're holding in your hand right now. And the third person is Mr. Tyler Perry. We all know the struggles that he went through growing up, but he decided that it wasn't too late. So I want to leave you with this. Who told you that it was too late? Was it someone from a toxic past? Or was it your own self-doubt that was triggered by something in the past that you haven't gotten over yet? I'm just here to tell you today that it's never too late. Thank you.